biggest thing is whenever I hear there's a Mike Lee project and actors are involved, the main thing is how does one get to the point where with the performance that we see on a screen, like as an actor, what's the process that you kind of have to go through?
Well, do you know anything about his process?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
it takes a while, and I mean, it takes a staggering amount of time, really. I mean, we had 18 weeks on this before we started shooting, and in that 18 weeks, you literally day one, blank canvas, nothing, and each actor will work with Mike individually to create a character, and that's slow and painstaking, and eventually, when that character begins to emerge, he will start putting you with other characters who have an involvement with your character, and so a drama starts to unfold.
It's rare because most actors don't ever get that chance to collaborate so intensely with somebody, and so as an actor, then, and you've worked so much with him, is it like are you always looking for the next project, or do you? I don't know. What's your experience like then?
Well, I mean, I've clearly worked with him a lot, so and I can't see that. There's no reason for him to suddenly go off me and not want to work with me. So, if he asks me to do a project, it's great. If he doesn't, I can't be in everything, so it's fine. He needs to work with other people and all of that, and it would be wrong to do it all the time. But, we do have pretty significant gaps. I mean, since All or Nothing, which we made in 2001, I've only done, which was a big part for me, I've only done a cameo in Vera Drake. So it's almost a 10-year gap between All or Nothing and this. So that's a long time. But I think it just feels that I work with him all the time because we've had a long relationship, that goes back to when I was in my 20s.
What was the choice of making Mary the character that we do see on screen for you? Like, was it somebody that you knew, or is it something?
It's not any one person. It's aspects of all sorts of people and situations and observations that I've picked up along the way, and Mike, and you kind of bring it all together, and it becomes this cocktail that you add things to or subtract things from, and finally you see that this woman starts to come to the surface, and then you start improvising, and it all starts to happen. And
there's something so, I don't want to put words, but it's so desperate about what she wants from the people around her, especially this family. And so what were those scenes like to kind of go through, because it's so needy and it's so, so when you played off of the other actors, was it fun for you, or is it like kind of draining, and so at the end of the day I don't know what kind of...
Yeah, I suppose it's hard work, there's no doubt about it, it's hard work, but it's so free and liberating at the same time, because you're not tied down by any script. When you film, you absolutely know what you're saying because you've structured it and sorted it out. But in the earlier days, when you're doing major master improvisations, the liberation and freedom that's allowed you is good, because it keeps you on your toes, it keeps you sparky, and it's and crucially, it creates the drama that becomes the film.
Do you know people like Mary in your life, and what is
I don't know any one person that's like Mary, but I know women who are lonely, I know men who are lonely, I know women who haven't had children who wish they had, I know women who drink too much, I know women who dress too young, I know women who talk too much, we all know people like that. We've just put her into a mixing pot, and I have a particular take on it, and so therefore it's my take on Mary.
Do you feel that as a person who gets older and they're single and they kind of are surrounded by people in couples or whatever, does that kind of desperation is it even more like apparent in their lives, or what are you trying to say about being a certain age and trying to exist in this world we have today?
Well, I think loneliness is a sort of pretty global tragedy, really, isn't it? And the internet now is helping people, I suppose, who are lonely to and is an indication of how much people use the internet. It's an indication of how many lonely people there are out there. But I don't think Mary is so much jealous of Jerry and Tom in that sort of blatant way. You know, she loves them, but she just wants a slice of it as well. And why not? Who doesn't?